Hey there. I thought I should put this little disclaimer video up before the one that I'm about to show you that I just recorded because I was thinking about it after the fact and I thought, I got kind of upset in this video, and so I'm expressing myself, okay? I'm just letting myself talk and get things off my chest, and I'm expressing myself how I feel like I needed to at the moment. I just went with what I said. I went with my feelings. Um, but I do get a little worked up. I do. I get a little worked up in this video. And so I thought I would just put this little disclaimer on just so that you'll know in advance that, this is how I was able to get things off my chest and express my feelings. And so I just wanted to prepare you that I do get a bit worked up in this video. And and you need to know that it's not towards any of you. I'm not doing that at all. This is just me expressing my feelings. And I hope that you will watch it and just try to be understanding of what I'm saying, and know that this was all coming from my heart. It really was. It was my true feelings, how I'm really feeling right now. And so, I appreciate you listening. So, buckle in, everybody. Hey there. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Tonight, I wanted to talk about something that's on my mind. I don't really have anything exciting to talk about as far as how my day went or anything like that. But something did happen during the day that I can't get off my mind. And so I really thought I would just talk about that. And sorry, there's just, always traffic and stuff going by. So I hope it didn't get too loud. But, yeah, I had recently watched a video on YouTube that had to do with older ASMR artists, older women doing ASMR. And it was a really good video. And I commented on it. And I've been getting, a few comments here and there from people that read my comment. And my comment was basically me talking about how, it's inspiring to see these older women doing ASMR and, being successful at it and everything, because, being an older woman myself, sometimes I've had doubts about that because there's so many, really young, beautiful, women out there, and young girls, young ladies that are doing it. They're very successful. And, being an older woman, sometimes, you can have doubts about, well, maybe my age has something to do with why my channel never grows. Because I've talked about this before, that, it's like I've been doing my ASMR channel for almost 6 years, and it's been moving at a snail's pace, and sorry, I do this whenever I'm like stressed. A lot of times I do this, so that's why I start playing with my hair, because it helps to calm me a little bit. Because, okay, for anybody new here, I've recently come to realize, now I've not been professionally diagnosed or anything, but I've come to realize after doing some research and talking with my sister, who has done a lot of research into it, that I'm autistic. And that explains a lot about me and how I've been throughout my life, and how, how come I react to things a certain way and respond to things a certain way and stuff like that. And also things from my childhood on top of that, of course, at the time when I was a child, I knew nothing about autism or anything. And I've only recently come to realize that, I'm pretty positive that I am. And so what I'm wanting to talk about is trying to deal with criticism. Even if it's constructive criticism, it can be very, very, very difficult for me. And I've always been that way my whole life, mainly because growing up, I lived in a household that was very critical, very, very critical. I was criticized all the time. I couldn't ever do anything right. My ideas were stupid. No matter what I tried to do, it was never good enough. And I was basically told that I would be a failure, that I would never amount to anything, because that's what my dad said. And I've mentioned this in another video that, when I was a child, my dad said to me, it's comforting. My dad said to me, "You're stupid and you're never going to amount to anything." And, no matter how much I try to convince myself that that's not true or whatever, those words have been, embedded deep inside of me my entire life, okay? And it's been something that I've struggled with my whole life. And I've, after being criticized all the time, being told that, my ideas are stupid, you're not good enough, everything you do is wrong, all of these horrible, horrible messages that I was given, as a child has, stayed with me throughout my life. And so it's very difficult to get criticism, even if it is constructive. Because when I made that comment and I was getting some feedback from people, well, today I got one that was from a really big ASMR channel. And I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that. And I want to say right off the bat that I really feel like they were trying to give me constructive criticism about things and trying to help me. I think they really were, their intention was to try to help me, because they are a really big channel and I'm not, and I'm struggling and I'm, wanting to figure out what I can do differently or whatever. But as I was reading it, because it was actually quite long, it was really long, and what it felt like to me was, I felt like it was just reiterating all of those messages that I've gotten throughout my entire life, that no matter what you do, it's not good enough and you need to improve. You need to change this. You need to change that. You need to do this instead. Get rid of that. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's kind of how it felt to me. Okay. And like I say, I'm sure that they were being constructive. They were trying to help me. But at the same time, the way it came across to me was very painful, because it was basically telling me and anybody else that might read that comment, look at all the things that she's doing wrong. I checked out your channel and, it was like, you have potential, that there's, it's good enough to get going, but here's all the things that are not right. Here's all the things that are wrong with your channel, with you. That's how it felt to me. That's how I took it. And it's really bothered me. It's really, really bothered me, because it was even said in there that, I needed to change my channel name. So even that wasn't good enough. My channel name is not good enough. My channel name sucks, basically, because, it's not a good enough name to get people's attention. And if you're new here and you've never seen any of my ASMR videos and you have no idea what my channel is, it's called ASMR Tingled Pink. Because when you experience ASMR, you experience tingles. My favorite color is pink, but it's also kind of a play on words, because, forever and ever, there's a saying about being tickled pink. Oh, I'm just tickled pink. And for me, it's tingled pink. So there's meaning behind it. But when I came up with that name for the channel, it was literally the first thing that immediately popped into my head as soon as I decided I was going to start an ASMR channel. And I thought, well, I need a name. And that's what I heard instantly in my head. That's what I heard. And I was like, yeah, that's perfect for me. But apparently, I mean, according to this person, that, obviously they know what they're doing. They're doing something right because they have a really big channel, okay? So they're definitely doing something right and much better than I am because they're successful at it. And I'm not. So, I'm not trying to criticize them. I'm not trying to say, that they're wrong or anything like that. But at the same time, it was really hard for me to hear that because that's something that just, it resonates with me. And it's really hard for me to think about trying to change it because it has crossed my mind before. It really has. There have been a couple of times that I've thought, I wonder if I should just change my name of my channel or something, and maybe it'll get seen as something new out there, and maybe it'll get noticed more or something. And I've thought about that, but there's just this part of me that just says, this is what you wanted it to be. This is what the people that do know your channel as that's what they know it as. And it's like, even on this channel, there's someone that follows this channel that also follows my ASMR channel. And it's cute because every time she leaves comments, she always calls me Tingle Pink, And I mean, I like that. I do. I like that because it is me. It describes me somehow. That's how I see it. So that was really hard, and like I said, I know this is all probably just constructive criticism that's to help me, and I do understand that. And I'm not even saying that they're ever going to see this video that I'm talking about. Maybe they won't, but it's important for me to, stress that I'm not trying to say anything bad about this person or anything like that, because I know that they were trying to help me. But at the same time, I think that being autistic and understanding that now, it's so much harder. It's like all of those things that were already hard because they were just criticisms that go to my core as an inner child, the inner child in me. On top of that, I've got the autism thing that just magnifies the pain of the criticism. I mean, that's really the only way I know how to describe it, is that, it's like it's magnified now, because it's like when I started this channel, I did it because I was feeling so depressed and so down and so doubtful and discouraged and disheartened with my other channel. And I started this one because I needed an outlet. I needed a way to express myself as just me without having to, set up, all this fancy stuff to try to do an ASMR video, all the things that go into that. I don't have to do that here. I can just express myself like I am right now, and I don't have to worry about all that stuff. I don't have to worry whether there's a scooter going by or a rooster crowing or, whatever, a dog barking. I don't have to worry about that so much on this. And so it helps me to relax. It's calming. And that's one of the reasons why I love this channel and doing these type of videos where I can just sit and talk. But I still love doing the other channel, but I had to get away from it for a little bit because I was really starting to get in a deep, deep depression because of, it just not moving, no matter how hard I try, no matter what I do. And it was also suggested that, I need to find my niche and stick with that, just do one type of thing or whatever, which I've tried doing that too. I mean, I did for a little bit. I tried to do that. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. But I've not been able to find anything that's really a niche for me. I mean, the videos that I love doing the absolute most on that channel, and that if I could do only that, I would, are the very videos that no one wants to watch. They barely get views. Those are the ones I put the most time, the most effort, the most creativity in. I put the most work into those videos, and almost no one watches them. So that would be my niche. If I had a niche, that would be it. But no one wants to watch those videos because they're not typical ASMR. You know, because so many people have it in their minds that ASMR means just whispering and silence in the background, no sound except for the whispering. And that's not what it is. And I know I'm getting a little riled up, but I have to get this out, y'all, because this is really so important to me, because it is such a struggle. It really is a struggle, because a lot of people, I think, jumped on the ASMR bandwagon, not really understanding what it really is. It is a natural sensation that you get when you hear certain sounds, you see certain movements, different things. It's a lot of different aspects of everyday real life going on, but certain things trigger you and cause a tingly sensation that relaxes you, makes you sleepy. Different things like hair brushing, playing with hair. You know, those are things that are very relaxing and calming for people, and it's a very ASMR experience. But tell me how many times you go to a beauty salon to get your hair done, and you're sitting there, they're shampooing your hair, you're getting those tingly feelings all over. You're just like, oh God, this is so wonderful. And tell me that it's silent in that beauty salon. It's not. You're going to hear people talking, laughing, hair dryers, noises all over the place. Some of them play music blasting loud. But if you truly experience ASMR, you're going to experience that regardless of what is going on around you. You can be sitting in a crowded airport with all kinds of noises going on, but if you're sitting next to a person that's turning pages, and that happens to be one of your triggers that you get tingles from and that you experience ASMR with, it does not matter what the hell is going on around you in that damn airport. Those turning pages next to you is going to give you that sensation regardless. And I am so fed up. I'm sorry. I am so fed up with just so many times I see comments in comment sections, not necessarily mine, but on other channels, I'll see people's comments, and I've heard, some ASMR artists talk about this very thing, that they get comments like this where people say, what was that noise in the background? Oh, I heard a little click that shouldn't have been there. Didn't I hear a little dog barking off in the distance? Just stupid shit. I'm sorry. But it's like people will nitpick every little damn sound that you pick up with your microphone that shouldn't be there, that wasn't edited out, and they will attack you with it. And that is not ASMR, people. It's not. I don't care what people think. People can sit there and think, oh, it's got to be whispering. No, it doesn't. Do you want to be honest with it? I'll tell you the truth. I can't stand whispering. There are very few ASMR artists that I can actually watch that whispers. Most of them, when I look for ASMR videos to watch, and I watch them all the time, I mostly look for soft-spoken. Sometimes I'll click on one and it'll look really good, and they'll start all this horrid sounds with their mouth, doing this whisper that's not even real, and I literally want to gag. And I immediately click away and look for something else. My friend Linda, Scottish ASMR Blueberry, she does whispering videos. I can listen to her. I can listen to Tony Bomboni. And sometimes I can't listen to him because sometimes he actually makes sounds like that I can't stand. But sometimes his whispering videos are okay for me to listen to. But for the most part, I do not watch whisper videos. I don't like that sound. I don't. I prefer a soft-spoken voice, which is how I found out about ASMR to begin with. I've experienced it my whole life, but long before ASMR was even a term, let alone, people making videos about it. I've experienced this ever since I was a small child. I just never knew there was a name for it or that it was an actual thing. And I can tell you that I've been in many situations where it wasn't even the slightest bit quiet, and I still felt the sensation of it. And so, anyway, but that's how I started getting into ASMR, was that one night I could not sleep. And so I was like so desperate. I was like, God, I really need to find something to help me fall asleep. So I decided to type in on YouTube soft-spoken voices, and a bunch of videos popped up. And right at the top was this beautiful redheaded woman that looked like she was like an angel or something. And so I was like, well, she looks good. And it said something about a soft-spoken thing. So I clicked on it, and I was just like, oh, this is wonderful. I was like really impressed, and I was like, wow. And then I was like, what is this ASMR thing? I didn't even know what it was. I'd never heard of it before. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh my God, that's what I experienced. That's what I've always experienced. And I didn't even know there was a name for it. And so that's how I got started in it in the first place. And the more I was watching those videos, the more I thought, I want to do that. And that's when I started my channel almost 6 years ago. And, here I am 6 years later, and I'm not quite to 700 subscribers yet. Not quite. I'm getting close at least. But there's that dang thing. I put on one of them darn videos again to play in the background so that my thing didn't shut down, and it did it anyway. Now it's coming back on. It can't make up its mind. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all, and I hope you don't get upset with me that I'm just letting it out, and you're my audience, and I appreciate you listening, because I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world that has a problem with criticism, and I know that we have to be able to take constructive criticism. I get that. I understand that. So please don't attack me on that, because I know that. I know that we have to be able to do that, but it is a struggle for me. And I've been trying this entire day to be able to deal with it, and that's why I'm making this video, because I haven't been able to deal with it yet. Maybe I will tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll get up tomorrow and I'll have a different perspective or something. But for right now, this is how I feel, because it's been really hard for me, because I'm trying so hard to make a successful channel, and I'm doing the things that I feel like I want to do or need to do. And I'm being basically criticized and told, well, you really need to do this or you shouldn't do that, like my thumbnails. Most of my thumbnails are ones that I took myself. I pose to try to, make a thumbnail for a specific video so that it's, a good thumbnail. Most of them are, but there are times where I'll take a whole number of pictures. I don't take just one. I'll take a bunch of pictures and then pick from them which one is the best one to use for my thumbnail. But sometimes, even though I've done all of that, the ones that YouTube comes up with, because they give you like four or three options that you can pick from. They'll come up with 3 ones. Sometimes the ones they come up with, there's one in there that's better than all the pictures I took. So I'll use that one, because it's like, well, this is better than the ones I took, so I'm going to go with this. But the majority of my pictures are ones that I took. So again, it's like, if my thumbnails suck, then it's because I suck. Obviously, I can't take a good picture or something. I am half blind, so it's like, maybe I just can't see well enough, and I think I'm putting up a good picture when it's not. I don't know. But it's just really frustrating. You know, it really is. It's just really frustrating because I am trying so hard, and I have been all this time. And, you know, I'm trying to put up videos that I feel some kind of a connection with, because I'm just, there's been a few times where I've put up a video just for the sake of putting up a video because I hadn't in a while, and I thought I better put something up just so that there's something new up there. And I go back and I watch it and I'm like, I can tell I was not into that. You know, there was no connection there. It was just a flat video that didn't really have any substance, or just didn't, you know, it's like I could tell, you know, it still might be okay, but I could tell that, you know, I wasn't in it. So I tried to put up videos that I'm actually connected to, that I've actually put my heart and soul into, and tried to make something good and quality and whatever. But, you know, and the thing, oh, and another thing is they were saying that, you know, I should make longer videos. Excuse me. That I needed to make, you know, videos that were like 30, 45 minutes, an hour, you know, whatever, you know, longer videos than what I'm putting up. I used to, and even the videos now that I put up, I was considering dropping the length on those too, because I can check my view times, and my average view time for my videos is between 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes. So every time I put up a video that's 20 plus minutes long or 30 plus minutes long or whatever it is, my average view time is only 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. So that means that I can't seem to hold that person's attention longer than 2 minutes, and they're clicking away. They're not watching all that other stuff. So why am I putting in all that time and effort to make these long videos that no one's watching? You know what I mean? And it's like, that's been a huge struggle, because it's like I was making long videos and no one was watching. You know, they would watch a couple of minutes and click away. So why do that? As it is, the little 20-minute videos that I make can end up, you know, I'm up until 3 a.m. trying to just do this little tiny 20-minute video, and I'm up until like 3 o'clock in the morning trying to make the video, because of all the noise that I have to try to, you know, keep from getting on the video. And then, you know, while I'm recording, I have to stop while, you know, traffic goes by and this and that's going on, you know, and so I have to wait and wait and wait before I can continue. And sometimes it's, I mean, there was like one video that I spent like 3 hours just recording the video, and it was literally like, I think about maybe 15-minute long video, and it took me like 3 hours just to record it, not including editing, not including processing time and upload time and all that kind of stuff. And considering I'm not a big channel, I don't make any money on any of my videos. I've never made a single dime on any of these videos that I've done, not a single dime. So all the time and effort that I put into it is all for free. And I'm just, you know, I'm just having a really hard time with this. And I'm so thankful that you're listening, if you're still actually here, because I know I've been going on for a while. But this is really bothering me. It really is, because I want to be able to deal with constructive criticism, but it is just really hard for me. There is so much embedded inside of me from the childhood trauma of constant criticism. And then all throughout my life, I've been criticized. And I mean, I've literally spent a lifetime of just criticism all the time. And I'm trying to get past it, but it's like, from childhood on, it killed my self-esteem. It killed my self-confidence. And I have struggled my entire life to try to build that confidence back up and that self-esteem back up. And I'm trying my best right now, and I was actually, hang on, that's that gate. She actually closed the gate already, and now it's opening again, I guess. It's going to happen again. Here's Oscar. That is him. There it goes. I could pause, but I'm just not going to. See, this is the kind of stuff that I have to deal with. Constant noise. And this is what makes it really hard to make ASMR videos and to make them perfectly quiet and all that, which is not going to happen. I try to edit out all that kind of stuff, but the fan's always going to go. The white noise will always be there because I live in Thailand and it's hot and I'm going to have it on. But anyway, it's been a struggle to try to build up my self-esteem and my confidence and everything again. And then, you know, recently I've been feeling better. I've actually been feeling better. And I mean, I've actually put out more videos again on my other channel because I've been feeling more confident and more like, you know, I can do this. And then this happens. You know what I mean? And now I'm sitting here going, maybe I should just throw in the towel. And I said that in the comment. I'm like, you know, I started a vlog channel. Maybe I should just stick with that. Maybe it's time to throw in the towel. You know, maybe it is. I want to try to keep going a little bit longer. I actually have a little list of requested videos from people that I'm going to work on and try to do. And I'm going to give it a little bit more time. But, you know, maybe if things don't pick up, maybe it is time to throw in the towel. Because I've tried and tried and tried. And I've tried all the tricks that they all say to do in the very beginning when I started the channel. I watched hours upon hours of these YouTube channels that all they do in their videos is talk about how to grow your YouTube channel, the things that you should be doing in your YouTube videos, this, that, and the other thing. Followed all their instructions, did everything they said, and they're like, if you do all these things, you're going to have 1,000 subscribers within a month. Well, I'm almost 6 years later, and I'm not even close to 1,000 subscribers. And I tried all those things, and it did nothing for me. Maybe it works for some people, but it didn't work for me. So, you know, yeah, I'm frustrated. I think it's obvious. I'm frustrated. And especially because I had finally started to build up my confidence again. I'd finally started to feel better about myself and feeling happier because I've been doing this channel, which has been a life changer because it's really been helping to lift my spirits up. It's given me this outlet and all of that. And after finally getting myself back up here a little bit, today just shot me right back down. And I'm trying to work through that. I really am. I'm trying to work through that because I don't want this to affect me in that way. I don't want this to make me feel this way, but I can't not feel my feelings. Feelings are non-negotiable. You feel what you feel. And so I need to be able to feel what I feel right now and express this and get this out, because otherwise I'm just going to sit here and fall into a deep depression again. And that's the other thing. When people say things like this to me, whenever, you know, people, even if it is constructive criticism, it just plays and plays and plays in my head. And it's like a constant, almost like that Chinese water torture, you know, where you've got like one little drop of water that just keeps dropping on the same exact spot over and over in your head, and eventually you go insane. That's kind of how I feel. You know, it's like Chinese water torture, because it just won't go away in my head now. It's like all I can hear are all of these messages that just to me came across as everything you do is wrong, everything you do sucks, you know, your channel name sucks, your thumbnails suck, stop doing this immediately, quit using hashtags. And that was another thing. I had never used to use hashtags in my titles. I never used to do that. And it's only been recently that I started doing that because I was noticing that a lot of channels were doing that. And I'm like, I don't even know how they do that. And so I asked Linda, how do you do that? And, she was basically telling me how I should do it. And I've heard, and I've had several people telling me that's what you need to do to make your channel and your videos get noticed. You need to put those hashtags in there, and that's going to help you get found. And so I just started doing that because that's what people were telling me I should do. But according to this person, I just need to stop doing that immediately. So I don't know, y'all. I'm just really struggling with this today. I'm usually upbeat. I'm usually happy on this channel. But I've said it before, it's not always going to be that way because there are going to be times that I want to talk about things that are not so pleasant. And this isn't. But I'm sure that there's other people that are probably relating to a hell of a lot of what I'm saying. They're probably going, yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've gone through the same thing. I'm going through the same thing. I know what you mean. And so hopefully, this will help someone else that, maybe feels like they're alone in this. Maybe they won't feel so alone, But it's a struggle for me. It really is. It is such a struggle for me to handle criticism. And I'm trying to convince myself that, he had all good intentions. There wasn't anything malicious behind everything. He really was trying to be helpful. Because like I said, he is a big channel. He's got quite a sizable channel. And he's obviously doing something right. And he's successful. And so, and I know that people have said all along, you need to take advice and guidance from successful people that are doing what you want to do. So I do understand that. Okay. I really do. I understand that, that's how we learn is, from people who are successful doing the things we want to do. What are they doing? What do they say to do? And I do get that. But the problem is that I've actually done most of the things that he was suggesting that I do. I've already done and tried, and it didn't do anything for me. It did not work for me. And so where do I go from here? I don't know where to go from here. I'm just going to keep making my videos the best I can. And I have to make videos I enjoy. Otherwise, why am I doing it? I don't want to just, at one point I thought, well, okay, the most successful videos seem to be the gum chewing. Personally, I can't stand gum chewing. I hate that sound. But I make gum chewing videos because that's what people want. And I try to give people what they want. And I can't even tell you how many requests I get for, can you please do a gum chewing video? Please do a gum chewing video. Can you do one that's like a half an hour long? And it's like, I had to just do one that was like 10 minutes long and then loop it to make it a half an hour. Because there was no way I could sit there and chew gum for half an hour. So I try to give people what they want, but at the same time, I don't want to, just do videos like that if it's something I can't stand. Why am I even going to bother? That's like going to a job that you absolutely hate. It's like at some point, are you going to ever ask yourself, why the hell am I doing this? I can't stand it. I want out of here. I want to find something I enjoy to do with my life, which is the biggest reason I started doing an ASMR channel to begin with. I was trying to find something I could do with my life as a career. Hang on one second. I got a cough. Sorry about that. I can feel my throat's getting dry because I'm like all, out of control and stuff. But anyway, but yeah, that's why I started doing the channel to begin with, is because I wanted something to do with my life that I was going to enjoy, because I spent a lifetime doing shit jobs that I absolutely hated with a passion, and literally had days where I woke up thinking, you know what? A better option would be to be dead than to have to do this job today. I've thought that many times. I've thought that many times that, it would just be much better if I were just dead, because I really don't want to do this today. And that's no way to live. And I really truly believe that if all these other people out there that have successful YouTube channels, that's what they do now, that is their career. If all these other people can do it, so can I. You know, this is something I actually am passionate about and that I want to do. This is what I want to do every day. I want to get up every day knowing that that's how I'm going to spend my day, is creating a video, or, you know, coming up with whatever video I'm going to do. Making these videos, you know, stuff like that. This is what I want to do. I've spent a whole lifetime trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grow up. And I'm 55 years old now. And this is what I want to be when I grow up, okay? This is it. This is it. Doing this. Making these videos. Making those ASMR videos. This is what I want to do every day. This is what I get up every morning and think about. When I get up, all I can think about are making these videos. And I'm just thinking about, you know, how excited I am to be, you know, okay, I'm going to be making a video today. I wonder what it'll be about, you know. What am I going to talk about today? You know, is there anything exciting that's going to happen today that I can tell everybody about? You know, and doing the ASMR videos when it's a video that I feel like I want to do, that I feel a connection with. Not gum chewing, though, because I don't really feel a connection. I mean, my old gal in the back of the class, she chews gum, but that's different. I don't mind it so much with her because that's part of who she is. So it's like when I'm doing that, I'm her. I'm that character. And so the gum chewing is a part of that. But, you know, that's just, you know, that and being in the back of the class, that goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? You got to have gum chewing for that. But anyway, but yeah, this is what I want to do. This is it. And I don't want to give up. And I don't want to feel like a failure. I don't want to feel like I've failed again. But that's how I'm feeling right now, is I finally got myself lifted back up, feeling better about myself, been making more videos lately because I've wanted to and I felt the connection to do so. And now I'm sitting here doubting myself again and thinking, you know, is this a sign that I just need to call it quits over there and just stop? Because no one wants to watch anyway. If nobody's watching more than 2 minutes of my video, what is the freaking point? You know what I mean? Anyway, I could probably ramble on a lot longer, but I know it's already been over 41 minutes, and I don't usually make videos over here this long. But I guess I had a lot to say. I had a lot to get off my chest because it's been eating at me all day, ever since I read that comment. I mean, I was in a pretty decent mood before that, and then after that, it just got shot to hell. And so I've been struggling with it all afternoon, and I knew this is what I had to talk about tonight. So I hope that you don't mind that I kind of let off some steam, and I know I got a little worked up, and I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because it's like I don't mean to upset anybody or offend anybody or, you know, anything like that. But at the same time, this is why I have this channel. It's an outlet for me. It is a way to express myself, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm expressing myself and my feelings and how this is affecting me. And at the same time, knowing that, you know, it's something I have to work on. Because that's another thing. I don't need lectures from people, because I know a lot of times people want to get in the comments and then lecture you about, you know, well, you need to accept this, or you need to just, you know, you need to learn how to accept criticism better. And, you know, and they're not seeing the big picture of what I've said. And I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I'm not saying that you're going to do that, but sometimes people will do that. If you talk about things like this, you know, they'll criticize you and say, well, you need to do this and that because, you know, and it's like, I know that I need to accept constructive criticism. I know that, but there's just so much more that's deeper for me that's involved that just makes it a lot harder than to just go, okay, well, they were just being constructive, so okay, I'll just take what they say and just go with that and just do what they say. And it's like, I can't do what they say because I've done a lot of what they said. It didn't work for me. I don't want to change my channel name because it feels right to me. And, you know, and as far as the long videos, I wanted to make long videos. As you know, on this channel, I can ramble. I can talk. I like to go on and on, you know, and I like to do that in videos on that channel too. I like to make long videos. But when no one's watching it, why? What is the point? So anyway, I know I should shut up now because I've just been going on and on. I hope I didn't stress y'all out. I'm serious. I hope I didn't stress you out because I never intended that at all. But this was important for me to talk about. Just like my doubts and fears video, you know, when I talked about that, you know, that was a more, you know, kind of a somber, you know, unpleasant topic, you know, to talk about. But I had to talk about that too, and I felt a lot better after I did. And I did get a lot of feedback from people that, you know, understood what I was talking about, you know, and that's why I made that video, was because, you know, I have a lot of doubts and fears, even at my age. And now, you know, with this happening, it's just kind of amplified those doubts and fears all over again. So anyway, thank you for listening. I really do appreciate it. And I hope y'all know that I wasn't, you know, I wasn't putting out my anger and frustrations on you or anything. Please know that I'm just getting things out. And sometimes I can get worked up, you know, because I got a lot of emotions going on in here that I'm dealing with. And so I appreciate you listening. And I hope that, you know, me being like this and talking like this in this video won't, you know, make you unsubscribe or anything, because most of my videos are not like this, I promise. If you're new and you're seeing this for the first time, you're probably thinking, oh God, you know, is all she going to do is bitch and complain? No. I actually have some really upbeat videos, and I usually try to be in a happy mood, and I'm usually in a happy mood. And that's just it. This channel has helped me to be a much happier person. It really has. And I was feeling a lot better, but today I'm just feeling down. But I'm going to work on that so that hopefully tomorrow I'll be in a much better mood and I'll have more positive things to say. And, you know, hopefully you'll come back tomorrow and see a happier me. So thank you again for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.